So it's a lovely sunny day now. Yes, I'm a bit late with this midweek waffle again. It's Thursday evening. I'm up on the cereals site. You can see it's really windy, so I'm going to get sheltered behind my truck. It's over 20-mile-an-hour winds at the minute, so I'm just going to get sheltered behind here, and then it will be you'll be able to hear a bit better. Anyway, this update, you can see the cereals event's taking shape now. You can see the potato boxes behind me. I've got some of those dotted around the site. I'll explain what those are for in the update in here. So just before we get started with this, I just wanted to say how disappointed I am with the registration for young farmers. You know, I've really pushed to have this young farmers area at this event, and it's the first time that there's ever been a dedicated young farmers area here at Cereals, and I've really pushed for it and done my best to get it there. I feel that young farmers nationally have had a real poor do this last year, 18 months. They've been sort of picked on a lot, and they've been very unfairly targeted regarding sexual harassment and various other things, and so I've gone overboard with really trying to get this young farmers area, and as of only a few days ago, this is across the whole of the country, there was only 66 young farmers had registered to attend Cereals. Now, it's free. Young farmers, if you can show your young farmers membership number, I'm going to post in the video description here the link where you can register for free. But I'm really disappointed that nationally, out of all the thousands and thousands of young farmers there are, and the clubs, there's hundreds of young farmers clubs across the country. There's only 20, I think there's 23 alone in Lincolnshire, but nationally there's only 66 young farmers registered. So I'm really disappointed in this. So please, if you are coming to this event and you are a young farmer, I know you've probably got tickets elsewhere, but please, if you have got if you are coming to the event, please use this free registration to register. Don't register elsewhere. Please register. There's lots of things happening, especially for you. So, but as I say, at the minute, I'm really disappointed that we've only had 66 people registered. It's that windy, I thought I'd better get inside the Discovery, because I don't want anybody saying they can't hear me because of the wind. Just to remember at the start, the first clip you see at the start of this video is before the rain came, and that's why the sprinklers are running at the start of this update. You'll see in a minute. We're also marking out the plots and look at how that's done. The organisers get someone in to do that, so we go through that. That's quite an interesting job, putting all the markers in. Also, I go through our blackgrass policy. Now, this is quite important because lots of things we're doing to control blackgrass, and one of them is not spraying. We are using glyphosate. I go through that, but we are using over 30% less herbicides than we were, and yet we're getting a lot better control of blackgrass. So I go through how we control blackgrass and the ins and outs of it, but I'm going to go through the full cost of it another day. Also, in this update, we've done a forklift refresher course, because we're going to be operating our forklift on this site here on Cereals with all the machinery running about and everybody. Lots of health and safety going on here, so I thought we all ought to make sure our certificates are up to date. So all three of us do the refresher course, so a little bit on that. Also, we've had a photo shoot in the middle of the update, a sort of a farm photo for the Cereals magazine, and for the launch of the Cereals, and the introduction from us as a farm for all the visitors, all of you coming to the event. We've moved one of our rainwater tanks as well, and I've wanted that doing for a while, so we're moving that. And lastly, Ruben was spraying the sugar beet last night, and that's one of the herbicides we're using on the heath on the Lightland sugar beet that's very near this field where I'm sat now. So that's it for this late midweek update. Thanks ever so much for watching, and we'll see you at the end. It's Saturday morning. Blackgrass pullers are happy now, they're all sorted, and just up here up on the Cereals site moving the sprinklers. We've got a lot of pegs out here now. We've got you just see in the front of my truck bonnet there, Mercedes is marking all the plots out. She's been here a couple of days, she wasn't here yesterday, so we're going to have a look at her doing that. She's got a GPS device so she puts longitude and latitude directions in. We'll just look at this area. You can see this field's virtually marked out now, and there's just hundreds and hundreds of pegs. So here's all the pegs in the background, denoting all the alleyways, all the corner of the stands. You can see there. This is the Waldy's Waffle Bar area here, and I'm just watering the fertiliser in. You can see, got a name peg on it here. There, Waldy's Waffle Bar, stand 606. And then now you can see here, this just shows it. Now we've got it marked out. Can you see down here is the main 10 metre wide walkway. You can see the great line of pegs. So to the left of that peg, all those pegs, that sprinkler head there is right in the middle of the walkway. And then this is the edge of the stands this way. So all that to the right of the pegs is the walkway. So this is the main avenue walkway. Yeah, just a mass of pegs all through here. Just incredible. We'll just go and have a look here. So the main avenue walkway is right through the middle in front of the tractor. We'll just go and have a word with Mercedes here. You can see she's got her pole up with a satellite receiver there. She's marking out for the edge of the sprayers arena. Nala's gone to say hello. She's very sociable. She likes to say hello to everybody. So we've got the dogs down there, and here's Mercedes with her red pegs. Got a little red flags. And then Mercedes, well, what is this device? Leica.
Yeah.
So this puts your longitude and latitude in, is that right?
Correct. It's just, well, we're doing it in OS coordinates. So yes, so eastings and northings for Britain.
Yeah.
And then we just locate whatever every point is. So here is just the setting out of the back of the stands.
So these red marks there, the back.
They're the back of the stands, and then I'll just go and do the front of the
right,
stands.
going to do the front of the stands.
Yeah.
So, do you know how many of these red pegs you've got to put in?
Yeah, so we started on the other side with all the stands. It was 800. I think in total it's probably 1,600.
Wow, 1,600 on all this. It's just incredible. And then the guys come back and put the wooden pegs.
And then they replace the flags with the wooden
pegs. Yeah.
So that whatever
they
come here and put the stands, all the low loaders and whatever.
So how many years have you been doing this?
Oof, I can't remember. Probably 12.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Long while.
Yes, a long time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you get it right. Looking at this, where the pegs are, you get them absolutely dead on the line. And without this device linking to GPS, it wouldn't do it.
Good. Anyway, we're putting the back.
The back or the front?
I know this is the front actually.
Yeah.
This is the forearm corner of, I can't remember which one it is. There we go. So once you get it in spot, it will go into green.
And you have to get that your little spirit level.
Yeah, my
the
spirit level. It goes into green. You just press OK, and it takes you to the other one. And I put it like that. There we go.
So that's it. Look at that, easy as that. So that's the front edge. That's 7 metres. Is it 7 metres? I think the perimeter's 7 metres.
So, isn't it?
Look, that's the front edge, and then there'll be a line of them all the way there. Easy as that.
Easy as that.
On the screen here, we've got the. We can see. There we go. Can see it. So there's a whole. All those are points.
All these are points, and the red ones are the ones that we've already done. That it's all the stands on the right hand side.
Yeah.
And then all the greens are the points to do. So probably another 800.
Crikey. And this is all preloaded. You do this before you come.
Correct.
It's Monday morning, bank holiday Monday. I've got a bit of a bad hair day going on. It's 6:30 in the morning. I've just got up, and the blackgrass pullers are coming. They'll be here in about 15 minutes. So I just need to move the blackgrass trailer, the welfare trailer, to their next location, which is still down at Glebe Farm, the main farm, but it's only a few fields away from where it is at the minute. A few questions about blackgrass. Probably two of the most common ones is, what do we do with the blackgrass when we've pulled it, when I've collected it? Well, we have a wood at the side of the yard near the A17, and we just tip it in there and then just let it rot down. And then the other question is, the most favoured one, is looking at chemicals, and why do we spend so much money on hand pulling it? Why don't we use chemicals? Well, there used to be a chemical called Atlantis a few years ago that I think it was about 2005 it came out, and that was said to be the saviour for every arable farm with blackgrass. And but when we used it, it gave us really good control at the start, and I was as much to blame as anybody. We relied too much on it, and within 5 years the chemical was broken, and blackgrass was resistant to it. And since then there's been various products come along, but nothing really been successful. And then a couple of years ago there was a new one brought out by BASF called Luximo. Now that I think is okay. but I haven't used it and won't use it because we are now getting on so well with doing all the other measures with blackgrass control that I just feel that if it's overused and rely on chemicals out of a can, then Luximo will go the same way as Atlantis did, and it is really, really expensive. It probably is good, I don't know, but I'm not relying on chemicals. What we're doing now is relying on lots of other different measures. And if we have bad blackgrass, for me, the number one thing for bad blackgrass fields is just take them out of growing winter wheat completely and put them in a spring barley, in a continuous spring barley rotation, because there is nothing better than continuous spring barley for controlling blackgrass. Anyway, I've got Marius now ringing me, which I've got to stop this recording to open the gate to let him in. I'll be back in a minute. So that's opened the gate for them to come in. I think hopefully there's 2 cars, there's 8 of them. This is the bucket of blackgrass, and there's a lot of wild oats in there. There was some brome as well. That's the bucket that they collected from 3 fields on Saturday. So they did the field behind me, which is 32 acres. They did this one in front, which is about 28, and then they did that one on the left, which is also about 28. So that was 3 fields they did. Then there was 8 of them. So I'll just get this on the Manitou and get the blackgrass trailer, get the well-fed trailer on and tow it round to them, and then I'll carry on just explaining a bit about what we do. That's got the bucket on the Manitou, but you'll just see there's 1 or 2 ears of blackgrass are littered out on the lane, so I'll pick those. When we go to the level of detail that we do, those are the little things that make a big difference. So that's the bucket, and I'll go and tip that in a minute when I've had a word with Marius and got them sorted. That took a bit more doing than what it should have done because the sun was in my eyes. These early morning suns are really low, and trying to look in the mirror to put the trailer on the hitch just took a bit of doing. Anyway, we're sorted now. Yeah, so just going back to control, having continuous spring barley without doubt is much better and more profitable, and having a blackgrass free spring barley is more profitable than having a winter wheat that's full of blackgrass where you've tried to control it with a load of chemicals. So that's what we've done, and of course if you have a spring crop, it also means that you can spray with glyphosate a couple of times in the autumn. So it's important to get that land ready for the winter early. Don't leave it till the end. We still, if we've got spring barley going in, we would still get that field ready for the winter straight after the combine. And obviously that's with a Simba Solo, that's not ploughing, because we haven't ploughed since 2004. So we've managed to get rid of blackgrass without ploughing, and using min-till, as we call it, with the Simba Solo. So that's worked really well for us. So it's important to get the land ready for a spring crop straight after harvest while the soil's dry, because a lot of people have said to me, oh, you can't, our land's too heavy to have a spring crop. Well, it's not if you get it done early. For me, heavy land works so much better when it's dry, and it goes into the winter dry and it comes out the winter drier than if it's worked in the wet. And so that's what we do. And if you work it early in the winter as well, work it early in the autumn straight after the combine, it means you can get then a couple of hits with glyphosate. You can get a couple of hits with that well before Christmas. So we aim to go into Christmas with all the fields brown. We don't have a cover crop on our heavy land because we've proven over all the trials and things it doesn't work. It's difficult to get it to grow, and so we have it twice sprayed with glyphosate, and then before we drill the spring barley, before that's planted, we'll then do another dose of glyphosate, a lower rate. And even if you can't see it, if you can't see green blackgrass plants growing, there will be some there, probably only the size of your hair, so you'll nearly be able to impossible to see them. And so that enables us to get 3 hits of glyphosate. Now I know some countries, I've had a text this morning from somebody in Switzerland who's looked at the video and said, what would I recommend in Switzerland, because they can't use glyphosate. Well, that is a problem, but for me, spring cropping is a really big thing. Don't let blackgrass seed at any cost. So if you happen to, if you've got patches that are too big to rogue, spray them out with glyphosate, mow them, do whatever you can to stop them from seeding. That is absolutely vital. And and then we had 9 years of continuous barley, and it worked really, really well. Anyway, I've got Maris in front here now, so we'll just turn the camera around and say good morning to him. They are just getting ready, waiting for the trailer to come, because I've got waterproofs and leggings in the back here. So this is only a small field near the yard. It's only about 13, 14 acres, but what they do here is prime picture example of when we start a field, they split into two and they go around the outside first. So you've got 4 of them there, and then you've got 4 down there. And so what they do is they go from the edge of the field, which is obviously just here, so they go between there and the first tram line, so that's 16 meters. So they'll go round, they'll meet in that far corner. Hang on a minute. Yes, they've done here. They'll meet in that far corner, and then they'll start up and down, and they'll soon have this field done. I'd have thought half an hour, maybe hour at the most, they'll have this field finished. There isn't many in here at all. So the little field that they've just been in, they're an hour in there dead on. So there's 8 of them, so that's 8 hours work. And I think we're paying them, I think the agency's once paying £18. So that's about £144 it's cost to completely clear that 13-acre field of blackgrass, brome and wild oats. So that's about £11 an acre, which is really, really cheap. That's really good. But I'll go through the costings of all this whole blackgrass operation when we've finished it in a few days' time. You can see here, perfect example here of how they came out that field there onto the T-junction of the lane here. They split, 4 have gone one way, these 4 are coming this way round, and then they'll meet at that somewhere down that side or that top corner, and then they'll start going up and down. But really good way of doing it.
Tiny little manoeuvres, you'll get 5 points from 10 points and 10 points from 15 points, yeah? So you think, I'm not going to make that, right, I'm going to reverse, yeah? Make the adjustment, come back round, make sure, and then start again, yeah? Okay? Because that's the best way you can train on that. Right, so, are we happy with that? Stuff like that, yeah? Just try and get it nice and sensible as possible, but don't chase it. If you don't get it right first time, don't worry about it, because like again, sometimes 5 points becomes 10 points and 10 points becomes 15 points. Sometimes you might want to clip the hip. That makes sense, yeah? It's nice and square to get you on, yeah? So the main point for me is safety and all the rest of it. If you go in between buildings or anything like that, or anybody comes in when we're in the test, yeah, like a postman or something like that, which can happen, yeah? Handbrake and neutral, and we'll get them out, wait for them to get out of the training here, and I'll go to how long you're going to be, etc., yeah?
Tom's now doing his test for real. I was just having a bit of a practice run a minute ago. You're not allowed to move with the boom up in the air. You've got to be stationary, handbrake on all the time. But this forklift's got automatic handbrake. The minute you stop, the handbrake comes on. You've got the boom out and not move while your load's in the air. Now Ruben's turn. That's Ruben finished. My turn any minute. So we're now going to move that rainwater tank round there. This is a base that we had built. Ron, who built the house last year before, put this base down as well. So we're going to move the tank, because the problem is we can't, when we we can't run the tractor down to cut the hedge down here because the tank's in the way. So we're going to move that tank. It is about empty, and then we're going to put it here, and then we're going to connect the gutters up round the corner. We're just doing we're going to do a bit of a photo for Contractor magazine. Jess is getting everybody organised. Just trying to decide the best place for it. This is Tuesday afternoon. It's not the best of weathers. So I think Jess is on the phone to Tom in the cab. Tom's giving Jess a lesson on driving the RX. I hope everything's safe in the shed. So Tom, any mishaps? Are you alright?
Yeah,
Do you need to sit down and have a beer?
I was incredible. Tom was an okay teacher, but I don't know, I think I'm doing harvest this year, aren't I?
Yeah.
Relegated.
There's a lot of moulding to do. We need a bit of rain though, just to moisten it underneath.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
you're going to be on the solo. There we are.
Yeah.
Sorted. It's Wednesday, about 11 o'clock. Bit of a day for some personal stuff today. I've been this morning at 8:30 to a physio in Newark. This is for the second appointment. Some of you might remember a week ago, 10 days ago, I was limping really badly and I did something to my knee from when I was watching some of the plots up on the cereal site. And well, I thought it was my knee, but apparently what it is, it's a muscle from the side of my calf, the front stroke side of my calf, that goes down into behind the knee, and it's that I've torn. Incredible really how it transfers pain down there. And this physio I've been to see in Newark is really good. He's diagnosed it fairly quickly, so that's one thing. And he's also diagnosed, said it might be connected. If you remember, I've been having trouble with a sort of a dead leg for a year or two now, and sometimes been in a lot of pain and discomfort, have MRI scans and everything, and haven't really got to the bottom of it. He said he's going to look at that when he's got this sorted, and because he thinks it might be connected. So that'd be good if it is. And if anybody's interested, he's in Newark. So if anybody's watching this that's in drivable distance of Newark, let me know if you're wanting a good physio, because I'll pass you his details on, because he is really, really good and really amusing and nice chap with it as well. And that's that this morning. And then this afternoon I'm going for a haircut. You can see it's a bit like a shaggy dog at the minute, so I'm ready for a good haircut. So I'm just off to Lincoln to get that done at 5:30 today. Anyway, you can see here, by the way, we've had a lovely bit of rain last night, so that's good. And altogether, over the period, we've had something like 20 odd millimetres, 24 millimetres over the last few days, which is really good, giving the crops a real drink. But you can just see from this one here, it's too late on a lot of these. Look how thin that is. And you can see the lines there. That's the lines from the mould drainer when Tom mowed this headland. You can see every sort of 2 foot, look down there, just haven't closed up at all. And this is how thin this headland is. But it's all right once you get off that up the field. But yeah, the rain's come too late for some of these crops. Anyway, behind me, got a huge bucket full of black oats. These are. This is the companion crop we had in the haricot beans last year, the baked beans. And but if you remember, this is one of the fields behind me that the beans failed, so we left the oats to grow to see if we got some cover crop. Anyway, the result of that was we did harvest probably, I don't know where we got 20 odd tons of black oat cover crop seed, but the unfortunate thing is it's only 45% germination, so I don't know quite what we're going to do with it yet. We might use it as a cover crop if anybody wants to use it, whether you can use it as cattle feed or anything, I'm not sure, but let me know. But we've got these oats that we are going to, whether we use it for a cover crop of our own, I'm not sure yet what we'll do with it. Anyway, black oats completely pulled. They've done a fantastic job. The blackgrass pullers led by Maris. I was trying to get a little interview with him yesterday, but they didn't finish while 6:30 last night. They were trying to get a block of land finished, or all our wheats finished, and they encountered a patch of wild oats that they just couldn't get done. It had taken them another 2 hours to do that, so unfortunately they haven't quite got done. But they've had to go to another farm today. They've gone to another farm in North Lincolnshire, and they were there 2 weeks. Then they're going to a farm actually where Tom used to work, up on the coast. They're going there, and they're going there in after that. So for the next month, he's going to be busy. So Maris won't be here, but hopefully we might have him back when we come to do the spring barley and the sugar beet. But they have done an absolutely fantastic job. When you look at the amount in this bucket, yeah, a lot of these are black oats. They're not. It's not blackgrass. Few wild oats as well, but just staggering really when to think of all that weed seed. Anyway, done a fantastic job. So the aim is always to go to harvest with not combining any blackgrass, and this will be the 13th year that we'll be doing that. So fantastic. I'll get to grips with the costs, and maybe on Sunday I'll go through all the costs of what this blackgrass has cost us, or pulling blackgrass, wild oats and brome and these black oats as what it's cost us. Really, I suppose you could call it our grass weed control program, and that'll include the herbicides we used in the autumn, and this blackgrass gang we've had in here, the Rogaine team we've had in pulling. So I'll get that worked out, because I think it's going to be some very interesting figures, but it's certainly a lot more cost effective than relying on chemicals out of a can. Those cans are the bay of water for the toilet we've got there, and this welfare trailer yesterday was such use because it rained on and off all day, and they did get wet, but at least they'd got somewhere to go to have the breaks when they wanted to, and try and get out the weather a bit. You can see here that brush has been put to good use, cleaning the boots, and they've left it really tidy inside. Look in here. Left it really tidy. Waterproofs are hung up there, bag of rubbish here, but otherwise left it really tidy. So we're going to take this to the yard now. So we've got the company coming from Boston to service the loo on the front and get that all ready for next time, and then it'll be all ready. I'm going to take it to the yard, and then I'm now heading up to the cereal site. I've got Simon Weaving has rung me. That's Weaving Machinery. He's cutting his stand and his area. I'm going to take this bucket up so he can put his grass clippings in, because one thing I'm going to be really strict on is that when exhibitors come to cut their own plots, we've got a lot of plots to cut, but when exhibitors cut their own plots, we will not allow any grass seed to be tipped on service roads that normally happens or anywhere. I'm going to get a load of potato boxes brought up again from my cousin, one of my cousins, and tip in there, because there's nothing worse than dead rotting grass lying all over the site. So just while we're mentioning about the cereal site and how we start build up, as we call it, walkways particularly can be ruined by forklifts going on site, moving machinery around. There's a service road at the back of every single stand. You do not need to drive down a walkway to get to a stand, to get to a company's stand. So we're going to be really strict that all machinery must be loaded from the back of the stand forward to the front, so that people are actually driving over their own stand and not someone else's or a walkway to get to their area to put machinery on. Now we'll have a lot of forklifts running about, a lot of tractors there, but I'm going to be up there virtually all day and every day of build up, which starts next Monday, just to make sure this happens. And if we've got any fencing, any pedestrian fencing, crowd fencing, we'll try and put those across the walkways, because we haven't spent the whole year nurturing the site and preparing it for 2 days of shows, and making sure that the walkways and all the grass is in pristine condition for it to be trashed. So with a bit of thought, it can be done. So if you're an exhibitor and you're watching this now and you've got machinery to take on your stand, please plan how you're going to do it. And as I say, access it from the back of the stand, so you put machinery on the front of the stand first, but you access it from the back, from the service roads, not from the front, from the walkways. It will be a great event, and the site's looking spectacular, and with the rain we've just had, it's certainly improved it. It's greened things up. Just wish it had come about a month ago, but anyway, it's one of those things. We know what we're dealing with here on this light land, and in farming we can't control the weather. Just come up to the heath now, and that road there is the road down to our farm and where the seals event's going to be, and the first of the signs. all this area is going to be shut apart from cereals traffic on the 11th and 12th of June. That's the field where we were drilling those beans the other day, and we're going to be drilling some more in the next day or two now that this moisture. And this, that shows now the road's going to be completely closed down here, which is great. The quarry just down at the very end, we'll have to access the quarry from the A15 end, from the Sleaford end. Well, it's all starting to happen now. We've got some of the boarding for the floors of the marquees are all arrived and stacked up. We've got some marquees in the distance already up. The frame there going up, sorry, there. Lots of things happening now. There's Jimmy's team. And there is Simon. We'll go and have a look, have a word with Simon. Simon Weaving, that is. So Simon just said his GPS wasn't calibrated properly. But that's just the type of effect, that's just what we want. It's going to be fantastic. So this is the service road down here. You see we've got some wheelings and tyre marks already. Sprayers arena's looking really good, all the wildflowers fully out. So this is who we use to service the toilet. It's Shire Toilet Hire from Boston Way. Mark's been here before and he watches the videos, he just said. Anyway, he's come to service the loo and just get it sorted out and empty it and get it ready for next time. And Nala is taking him a stone to throw, as she does everybody that comes to the yard. Trying to get her out the habit of doing this. Look, she's got a stone in her mouth now. That's what she does. Got some boxes. My cousin very kindly brought some empty boxes for us. It's the same one that does our beet haulage. And so Tom's just unloading them. And then we're going to put these boxes around the site for everybody to put their own mower clippings in, so they don't have to dump it on the ground. So we might, there's 20 potato boxes here with the 2 loads. We might end up with another 10 yet. Then we'll dot them all around on the service roads and make sure that all the exhibitors know that wherever they see a box, that is the only place they're allowed to put grass clippings. Cracky, this is growing nicely. This is where we put the fertiliser. Oh, so this is the waffle bar area and the young farmers area. Cracky, this is growing nicely now. What a difference that fertiliser's made. Lots of things being brought now, lots of marquee frames. So back now around the back of the shed, or the side of the shed, we've got the A17 just the other side of that hedge, and got the tank finally moved around the corner. Ron's been here on and off during the day, well, all day, and helping us fit it all and getting the right flow and everything right, and the right connectors and pipes, and so we're nearly there with it. So it's big improvement getting all the water collected from the roof. We'll just nip round here and have a look, and I'll just show you how much more water we're going to get. We've got the 2 pipes there coming round. So there we've got from the middle spout, that downspout now is cut off, and Ron's put a junction in there, so it comes all the way along that round pipe to this end, round the corner, and then that downspout picked up round the corner, and then those 2 are going to go into the top of the tank, and then that one that Ron's working on now is the overflow, and that goes into that pipe there that's always been there. So we're in the sugar beet now. Ruben's putting the last herbicide on. This will be the 3rd one. The rain's done it the world of good. So that's it for this update. As you can see here, The tank's all finished now, which is good, all piped up ready. Before, one or two of you asked, we don't use the filter basket things that you can put on the wall up there for the inlet, because all we find is they block up easily, and then all the water misses the tank and it goes down the overflow pipe straight into the drain. And I know you can say these tanks, you need black tanks to stop the water going off and all that, but we haven't found there's any problem. So that's why we're using it and doing it this way. Anyway, also you'll see, I know you saw in the intro I'd had a haircut, but I certainly did have a proper haircut when you look. He actually made, I was busy talking about one or two things as I always do with my barber, and have a good old catch up, because I go out for a drink with him as well sometimes, so we have a good night out or two sometimes. And anyway, and he got carried away, and I got listening to him and talking, and I forgot that he'd cut too much off. So anyway, this will last me a few weeks now, this one will. Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching this update. Lots going on, as you can see. Cereals event, yes, please register. Remember the 50% discount code WAFFLE25. The link for registering for those tickets is in the video description, so please do that. What else we've got to say? No, young farmers registration, don't forget as well that please do register for that as well if you're a young farmer. And otherwise, that's it for this update, and we'll see you Sunday morning 8 AM.